Have you ever wondered, where did money come from? What was the history of money? And how it actually evolved over time? All right. So, let's go back into ancient civilizations. We are talking probably like 7th century BCE. And before the invention of the actual money, people relied on something called barter. What does that mean? That means like actual physical goods were exchanged. Potatoes with tomato, or cattle with another type of cattle, like camels, chickens, bulls, horses. And because these were directly exchanged, there were so many limitations in that sense. Some of them have a shelf life of a couple of days, some of them have a shelf life of many, many years. And so it was very difficult to come to an agreement. And picture this example, imagine if I had cows and you had chickens, and you wanted some chickens, you only had cows. How many cows or how many chickens would you have to buy to give me a cow? You can't give me half a cow, right? It would be interesting to get that. So it became really difficult to actually understand how goods could be transacted. So to overcome these limitations, there was very items that was used early on before the concept of money was used. But there was an emergence of precious metals. This is why the ancient videos like The Gladiator and like movies that represent 2,000 years ago, you see a lot of coins made out of kinds of metal that today we're using it, but we're not using gold, silver in many cases. But this is where gold and silver was vastly accepted because it was scarce. It actually had a durable cost of life. So the use of coins became a centralized form of money. As societies grew, they became more complex. They had a bigger need of efficiency in terms of a medium of exchange. This led to the fact that the introduction of paper money, or banknotes by governments, happened. And the transition between commodity money, meaning gold, silver, precious metals, and so forth, to the actual, what we call fiat money, which is the euros, the dollars, the Swiss francs, whichever rupees, as an example, helped expand the trade and economical growth. And according to some sources I've seen, as an example in China, the use of paper money can be traced between the 600 to the 900 CE. And this was in the Tang Dynasty as well as in Europe. The first time the introduction of money was seen was, I believe, in Sweden in 1661. And as well, Bank of England issuing their first recorded banknotes in 1694. If you look at the American ones, the biggest economy in the whole world, they introduced actually the first paper money called Continental. So the establishment of central banks in the 19th and 20th century really helped the introduction of paper money and the actual regulation of it in the whole world. And so fast forward to this present, currency really plays a vital role in modern currency and in modern economies as well. And because it serves an easy medium of exchange and it also stores value, one can say that it's easier to use paper money in an economy so much easier. So if you go to, as a clear example, you go to a shop, You've got your dollars and euros. In my case, I live in Mauritius, so I go to the rupee, I use my rupees, and I can buy and transact, and I'll exchange the X with my rupees. So as things develop, we are so interconnected between different currencies that, well, it got to the point that the central banks had to, for many, many years, many decades for sure, that they had to handle things a little bit differently. And this is where digital finance came to play, because we now are able to financially, whether invest or just transact online, and even digital currencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies have emerged. And so it has become a more efficient way of really transacting and exchanging our goods. And it took quite a while, but we'll see that how things go in the next probably decades, probably centuries, and see, well, maybe if we'd go back to some sort of backed commodity-based currency, given that a lot of countries have printed a lot of money, specifically in America, and not only, but this has had an effect on our lives, because now it really influences our choices, our decisions, and we use money every day for basic necessities to luxurious. So it has really impacted our lives, and I'm sure you agree. If we wanted to buy a car and we had to exchange a cow, or 5 cows, or 1,000 cows, it would not be very helpful. And the same happens, for instance, I'll give you an example of oil. A lot of oil traders go to the exchange and they want to speculate on the oil prices. But no one wants to receive 1,000 barrels of oil. And that happens when you buy one contract of crude oil. But, the way that things are now, it's so much easier to actually make the transactions a lot easier. And we still have issues. The value of the currency especially, I think, in my personal opinion, the value of the fiat currency will go down because of a lot of policies over time. And this is where, specifically Mauritius, I've come around to understand that the value of the house of the grandparents of my wife was worth, let's say, 500,000 rupees, Mauritian rupees of with policy. This is 40, 50 years ago, and today is worth 20 million rupees. And has perhaps the land became more valuable? Yes and no, but overall, in my point of view, really the value of money has gone down. And because if the value of the actual fiat currency had gone up, then maybe the land would have been 400,000 rupees as opposed to 500,000 rupees. But because as things evolved, you have to kind of print into the system of money and makes it less scarce. So there's more money in the system. The value of the money is going down. Which vice versa, if you look at other types of currency, like crypto, that does not happen. And this is why some people enjoy having cryptocurrency, are afraid that the price of value of their coin. And again, I'm not for or against crypto, but this is where a lot of the arguments come around the fiat versus the crypto, Bitcoin versus fiat. And so it's important for you to understand. This is kind of like me giving myself a coin, whereby I think, yes, certain types of currencies are weaker, especially the ones from subdeveloping worlds versus dollars, but over time, all the currencies will devalue for the pure reason that more currency is being printed. And if you look at in COVID, a lot of money has been printed. And today's world, we had a big inflation in Europe and the US. And this is affecting all over the world, including places like Mauritius, which is a very, very small economy compared to the rest of the world. So I hope you enjoyed this subject of the history of money. If you have any questions or have any comments or would like me to expand on certain things, please leave a comment below and I'll be happy to maybe perhaps reach out and give you my point of view. Obviously my point of view is my point of view, but I'll be happy to really hear what do you think of what's happening in the world, how you've seen maybe throughout your days living in this world, how the changes of currency you've seen, and certainly there's a lot of changes coming more, especially the price of petrol, the price of diesel, and other natural resources, and not even bubblegum. It has gone up, but that's probably because of inflation as well. So thanks again. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to learn about more financial tips and a bit of my journey in my financial life. My name is Fabio Boulle. I've been 15 years in the financial world, specifically in the brokerage financial world, and I am very happy to speak to you today.